Alexei Ogrinchuk is the Russian-born solo oboist of the orchestra. He joined the orchestra at the tender age of 25. But what's amazing is that before he joined us, he had had the kind of career that most people can even dream of. You started really young, right?
That's true. I started with the music lessons, piano lessons, at the age of 6. And at 9, I started to play oboe.
And where did you go to school then?
After studying oboe for 1 year, I got into the famous Gnesin Special Music School in Moscow. And
music, specialist music?
Special music school, yeah.
Right.
So the subjects are combined, let's say. So you can have physics and mathematics, and then you can have oboe lesson, and then a little bit of English. Everything is done to prepare the young musicians to feel completely, fully ready for the true professional artistic life by the end of the school.
And is that also in performance terms as well? So
Also, of course, and I think I was very lucky to be asked by the chamber orchestra of my school, Gnesin Virtuosi. Also, I was a part of the wonderful Russian foundation which called the New Names, which organized an unimaginable number of concerts. In Atlanta for the Olympic Games in '96, we played for the Pope, Jean-Paul II in his summer residence in Vatican, we played in UNESCO in Paris, we played in Brussels.
now there's YouTube footage of you playing in the Tchaikovsky Conservatorium Hall.
That's true. Yeah,
You're 13
it's a beautiful
years old.
memory, I have to admit.
And do we want to talk about the haircuts? No, let's move on. It's a fascinating piece of footage. At the age of 16, you went to the Paris Conservatoire. You're by yourself, living in Paris as a student. How did you possibly avoid all the pitfalls that come from being a young man in a very free, loving city like Paris?
Well, first of all, I felt like on a different planet. Very difficult to describe the feeling, but it's a permanent, like permanently goosebumps, not half a second. It was a very difficult first year, I think, of course, being cut from my family. But at first place, of course, all the focus went to the study and to discover this great opportunity to be in the extremely strong class with a very high level of concurrence and the positive concurrence,
yeah.
Which was a great extra stimulation for, I think, all of us.
And you talk about competition, and you did a lot of competitions. I mean, it's a very
Few.
sort of it's a very Russian thing to do competitions. I'm guessing that the years of performing 3 times a week definitely helped when you're getting through to the final round of a competition.
Absolutely. Objectively speaking, I think also now teaching and seeing my students, it's very important to have a clear goal and to prepare with a clear goal, understanding this competition will happen in half year or this exam will happen in 2 months. So it's a great extra stimulation. And in any case, I think competition, it's something very positive because you would not go as a tourist being ready 51%. If you go for competition, you go at least with the feeling that you can watch yourself in the mirror and say, I did my very best,
Yeah.
and for today, I could not do much better than that.
You eventually land on the solo oboe chair of the Concertgebouw Orchestra, age 25. You're in a unique position in the orchestra, right in front of the orchestra, the conductor's face. Yet you don't speak very much to the conductor during rehearsals. You say all that you need to say basically through your oboe. Are you doing that on purpose?
Well, I think this is something natural. We are communicating with a musical language at first place. When the conductor would like to ask to change something, etc., etc. Of course, I think we have at first place to quickly try to understand what he or she means and to quickly try to adapt to this slightly probably different approach or version. But I think the true challenge is to do that without losing your own identity and your artistic personality, because I still strongly believe that to do something convincing artistically, it's very important to be true with yourself and to believe what you are doing.
And your role within the orchestra is the sort of semi-concert master, if you like, because it's the sort of natural thing that the solo oboe takes on the lead of the woodwind and possibly brass group.
I think every position is important, and to make the big machine work on the highest, every screw is important. For me, first double bass is very important as well.
Well, that's why I get paid so much more than you.
I am sure about that, and congratulations again. I will talk to our administration, by the way, later about this.
Now, I'm going to throw one word at you, and that word is conducting.
Few years ago, when I just literally woke up and I felt it's sitting here. It's sitting in the center of the man. This incredible kind of internal drive, and it's a strong will now to be in touch with a full score, with a full part. After now, for today, 22 years in the orchestra altogether, there is such a musical luggage which is inside, and when you feel this true almost necessity to share it and to give it further. You don't want it to stay closed. You want to open it and to share and to give it further and from one side on the personal level to develop yourself, and on the other side because you feel so true feeling that you want just to communicate it and to give it for the also for the new generation. So that's why also I give an important part of my time for teaching.
Well, Alexei, I have spoken to you on many occasions on things of a musical nature, and I asked you once about how do you keep things fresh when you're repeating them again and again and again. And your response was something along the lines of, well, it's not the music's fault that you're playing something 10 times, so don't blame it on the music, it's your problem. So, get out there and play and be enthusiastic and happy that you're even able to do it. And that's what I see every time you come and step on stage. I feel blessed to have you as a colleague. I hope that continues for as long as possible. But of course, I also hope that your ambition as a conductor takes off to wherever you want it to be. I will be there for sure, cheering you all the way.
Thanks so much. Step by step. Thank you.
Thank you.